it's more than likely EG's pick. This is one we've seen them play time and time again, and then you see that London Dock Search and Destroy, that's Red Reserve. You go to that Arden, Forest, CTF, and Hardpoint, we've seen how good Red can be on those. So this is going to be a very tough series for EG.
Now, the first time these two teams played, remember there was some frustrations coming out of the Red side. There was like a double bar setup on a lot of maps that EG was using. It really kind of hard countered them. They weren't able to get the victory. Curious to see how this plays throughout the course of this match, but also you see on your screen, guys, August 15 to 19. Tickets on sale now at MLG.com/CWL Champs. The big one lying in wait. It's been the road to champs thus far. This is just a piece in the greater puzzle, and we're getting closer and closer. But let's hop into game one.
I messed up earlier. I said that EG lost 10 in mind. Who did they lose to it?
Oh yeah, because EG knocked out.
It was Echo Fox
and Envy.
Yep.
Who ultimately beat EG? I don't remember. Was it E United? No.
Might have been.
Well, I don't remember.
It was a bad weekend.
Honestly, when people get knocked out that early, usually we're focused on like other matches. We're casting.
Too many E teams.
Well, into it early. Red Reserve locking it down. They're spawning EG all the way out by underground. They've got firm control of the water side of the map. Joe's already rotated over to lights. He's got 3 kills in a row to kick things off, plus some points to the objective. This is a great start if he can make some plays in and around Main Street, maybe work towards streaks, and, well, get the spawns here for his team.
Yeah, he's making that heads-up play. Obviously, he's at 4-0, but he's making sure they lock down spawns for that second hard point. You can see EG, all those blue arrows starting to rotate. They're going to try and hit through underground. It looks like it's going to be a bit of a pinch. So you see number 6, he's going to try and hit the back. If he wins that gunfight, it's going to be Apathy versus Zero. The big thing is, though, is Zero has help. Apathy able to win the first one, but here comes that help. But Apathy's just waiting now. Where is the pinch? It's not there. Joe able to get those streaks. Well, at least that glide bomb for right now. A great play, but they got to be careful. You can see Silly, number 5, he snuck through lights, and he's able to get that player out of the hill.
And Joe's got so much to deal with, but he does it. He gets the full streaks. He started out 6-0. Massive plays considering 2 teammates spawned out, and he was stuck in a tough position where all of EG was collapsing on him. Still enjoying a minor lead right now, but it's going to be EG in the hard point here with 20 or so seconds. They should be able to take the lead here, but now you've got the setup of the next hard point for Red, and you've got full streaks behind Joe. You're feeling pretty good for Red Reserve.
Yeah, I thought that was a pretty solid break, though, for EG. If they don't get that, and then you have the streaks behind Joe, it can be a very scary game quickly. But as you said, Red Reserve, you can see they have that very close-knit setup towards that lower docks. That's where we're going to be headed next. Silly was able to find Scraps, but Scraps spawns up near his team. Early control over to Red Reserve.
I saw the guys. EG was arguing, talking through things a little bit after their loss yesterday. And one thing I heard Pat say is really getting better at playing for streaks, not dying in those positions where you're close. And right now you see Assault very close to picking them up, trying to work here for some easy kills, but it's difficult when you're trying to break into the hard point. And then it's actually an artillery from Joe that kills him. So that's what's tough when you give up streaks early in the game. They can end up shutting down potential streaks for your squad later.
No, definitely so. A very quick start here for Red Reserve. How will EG bounce back in this game? Number 1, let's go to Astro Gaming listening with EG.
I need it.
Where's he? Blue ramp?
Yeah. Blue car. No,
I need you, my fault.
Closer, absolute.
Fuck. Do you have my bar?
I'm rotating.
Oh, yeah, I'm on fire.
Hold the back.
He's front and near side.
Front and near side.
Yeah, I need help. He's 2 in bar. Front bar, weak. Push out Sashi, Push out Sashi. I might be able to kill him, hold on. It's happening, I got to say, he's dead. I stunned their side.
Over back tunnel. 10 to 10.
I'm dead.
Hold the back, stay up. I can push it back. Stay up, try to stay up. I'm stunning.
One.
He's stunned in the back.
There should be 2, Brian. Should be 2. Radiant's 1 shot.
Got him. Let's go, boys.
Radiant's 1 shot 10. Should be another red train.
Yeah, red train. Help me water. Nice, I'm going down red train.
Radiant's 1 shot 10. Radiant's trapped in 10. I think he's on streaks. I've called. 1 in fire. 2 fire. Radiant's 10.
Is their side 10 or what?
2 fire. Radiant's in 10. I don't know.
He won't water steps.
I'm nading.
Water steps.
Sashi, absolute. Spread out.
Apple still water steps. Challenge him. He killed me. Nice.
One front. 1 shot. Spear sets. Front. Weak.
I'm gonna need
Two front. They challenged in. They jumped right.
I'm already in there. Close right. He's a crane.
I get 2 in there. Scraps absolute new. He's absolute fire steps. We're loading.
Okay.
I'm going left to top.
I need it.
I'm gonna water. I didn't hit him.
Got him.
Oh, let's go.
Need a beer. I need fire. Help me.
I was a big 10 on me. Stun me. In fire. Weak. Nice.
Let's go.
10 on me.
Fuck,
Already pushed. He's at the outside.
Fire. He doesn't know you're there.
Dead.
Nice. Get water. Hold water. Get hold water.
I'm close to streets. I gotta go on fire.
Oh, he has on fire.
One shot. Crane and 110. Top, Crane 10.
Stun loading.
One more top on me. Weak. One shot. Nice. One loading. One hill. One loading. One hill.
Kill weak.
You gotta shoot.
Loading. I can't see him. Loading.
One shot. You went in. He's 10 now.
Slow Crane.
Nice. 10 to hill. Last two. You got helmet kills.
Outside Crane.
I'll just get 10.
He's one shot. He's 10. He's inside. He's playing slide. Get hill.
I'm holding mid right now. We have water steps.
Joe, one thing that stood out for me a little bit, you know, you saw Egg starting triple negative. You heard some frustrations when he was trying to hold the back of barrel, talked about needing help, and then he went quiet a little bit. You could see how flustered he were. But as the kills started to come in and he started to pick it up, it was crazy to me how much more vocal he was. You could sort of hear his demeanor change.
I thought early on in that listen, it was horrible communication from the side of EG. A lot of frustration really from everyone. The only player that stuck out to me through that was Apathy. He was trying to be positive. He was the guy picking up kills, allowed them to break barrel building. As soon as they broke through that barrel setup, you heard everybody start to get more into it a little bit. And, well, that's why Red Reserve, they do have an early lead, but EG are starting to fight back. They picked it up towards the end of that list, and it was much better. But early on, definitely a lot of frustration.
Silly also a big part of just, well, the slaying factor that's kept him in this game. I mean, he's not going 18 and 13 right now. They might be getting blown out. Still down a bit, but nothing they can't overcome. 140 on the board right now for Red, 105 for EG. Nobody in the hard point here at Statue. Red once again going to enjoy early spawns for the next hard point, but is Apathy wins two massive ones. There's still two more players, though. I thought he got the two. Maybe he forced him not to spawn safe there, but you still get the safe spawn and useless, and they're looking all right, but you do have Silly here in lights.
The one thing you pointed out before this game was the double bar setup from EG, and right now Assault's actually been rocking an STG throughout all of this one, right? So that double bar setup isn't there. I don't know if that's just something he's more comfortable with. They feel that's a stronger meta throughout, but right now they have one STG, one bar, which we have seen, but EG, they were known for that double bar setup. As EG, they've done a wonderful job breaking through Main Street. They don't have back control, but they have up front, but they have to be careful though. You see that number 4 arrow spawns all the way out, and they're trying to create a pinch. They're gonna use the fighter pilot as well. This could be a big break here for Red Reserve.
Joe enjoyed streaks so early in the game, using them effectively here. Still half the time to go on Main Street. Rated, trying to get into a position to pick up kills, but Scraps and him working well with the bars in hand. Back to Scraps COV, he must have picked that up. You saw him line up 2 on the kill feed, getting it done with whatever gun. Was close to streaks, but ultimately does end up falling. Now look, can we hop to the other side? Here we go, let's get over to Joe. There's a 2-on-2. Now Joe has a gunfight, can't get the shots on the Apathy's head. It's a 1-on-1, he's able to win it, and that's massive here for Red. They're gonna get the scrap time, and they've got the early rotation here to the next hard point.
Yeah, plus look where Apathy spawns. You know it's very close to where Zero is. Zero may get shut down here, but he's actually gonna win this rotation. So even now, if you're Red Reserve, you basically have a 4 versus 3 on the other side of the map. They can continue to contest, but that was a great rotation, great heads-up play by Joe to win those 2 gunfights.
He makes the play, and even though you're not getting time, you're in a position to contest, like you said. You're making sure EG can't start to rally here, just hold the back spawns, get time, and then set up for barrel. Yeah, they have the top side, which they want, but they haven't got, what, they've got a second out of this hard point? It's been basically nothing.
Yeah, you can see, though, Red Reserve starting to get some kills. They're going to try and push through. It's Zero who's going on to flank. Scraps finds, too. He's starting to get loud. He's on a 3 spree right now, 23 and 16 out of him.
And every time he picks up a bar off a dead body, he's getting 2 kills, it feels like.
The one good thing here for EG is they do have barrel control, but you can see Red Reserve and really Zero. I love this play from him. He spawns low crane, but goes all the way around. He's going to take this to underground, so a lot of emphasis on him, and he actually spawns Apathy out. So we'll see now, will EG be ready for this? This could be a big play, and I love this. All of his teammates go down, they spawn crane, he's just waiting for them. This is what you have to do.
This is somebody like, you know, like a Looney gets a lot of credit for. Those long rotations, the long play. Yes, it takes a lot of time, but a lot of times it's going to work out better than bashing your head to the front of the hard point over and over again. I know it's not going to work out there, but I do like the play.
Yeah, it's always tough when we talk about a player in that position, and Zero has been a guy who's very critical on himself. If you saw after their loss yesterday, he was tweeting out, I made some boneheaded plays. If I make some more simple plays, if I make the better decision, we win that game 3-0. It was on me yesterday. I'll take, you know, credit for that loss. He feels if he makes those better decisions, they can win tournaments.
Oh, I mean, Zero's a guy when he's in form. He can win you games. He can lose you games. I mean, just think back to Anaheim. He had a couple moments and a couple of the big hard points talking about what verse Rise Nation in the Gibraltar, and then also in the Arden Forest where I talked about hot Mike. He said I could have made a different play there, and maybe we win the game. But let's see if he can start getting back into that just monstrous form we saw him in at Anaheim. Still a 40-point advantage here for Red Reserve. They've got a crane set up. Scraps dipping and diving, making plays inside of fire.
Thought his own nade was going to get him right there, but he's able to go around that box and find the second kill. And Red Reserve, they've had this 40-point lead or so really the whole game. I mean, EG have kept it close. They're still in striking distance, but Red Reserve have held on. But just like that, EG able to push through fire. They have crane control. This could be one where they fight on back. But they do have one player spawning out. That's Rated as well as Joe. So EG in a tough spot now. The pinch is coming in from Red Reserve.
Here they go, diving in. Zero gets dropped. This is some incredible time for Evil Geniuses. Can they get the remaining 20 seconds? Scrap's gonna be next man up. Nice hip fire into the corner. Assault is still gonna be here. He's got pistol out. Not gonna win that gunfight any day of the week. Scrap's able to get in, at least for a moment. I know they don't get any time, but it slows EG because that was actually some really productive time they were getting here at Crane.
Oh, it was. EG still down about 30 points as we head back to Statue. I feel like we're always in this position. You know, it has the chance of finishing here, but if it goes to that main street, that's where things always tend to get a little bit scary for that team in the lead. But Red Reserve, they can lock it down here as they find 3 kills. Assault, the last player up for EG, able to find one. Can't find the second. Great trades from Red, and there you go. You see all those blue arrows having to flood on in.
Trying to get in, not a lot of time to work with. They've got to win each of these gunfights and at least be able to contest. But Joe, ready and waiting here with the bar, finally going to fall. Rated going to be the next man up. He cleans them up, and EG, though, gets him out with just a couple of seconds here. And Rated has a glide bomb to work with. They've got to back on up. They got to back on up. It's going to pick up Apathy. They just need 2 seconds. Red Reserve want to go for the throat. They want to go for it here, but Assault doing what he can from water steps to make sure they can't get in the hard point. All right, it doesn't really matter, though, because even if we look at the next, if you look at Main Street, you've already got Joe and Rated ready and waiting.
Yeah, but you know Red Reserve's going to try and finish it. Zero finds a couple of kills. Still, nobody able to get on
Assault,
it. But
Assault
as you said,
the kill.
Yeah, as you said, I mean, Red Reserve fully rotated over here. I don't think EG has enough time. They have to flood through gate. The new hard point pops. There we go. Red Reserve, they're going to take this one.
Yeah, that's tough. I mean, if Red needed 10 or 15 more points, you at least got one good crack at that, maybe you've got a chance, but with only 2 ticks needed, and when you're flooding through that narrow alley right there at mid-cut, it's nearly impossible to get a perfect break, at least in the opening push. So EG will fall short. Their woes continue. And what's tough is this is a team that recently cannot win series if they don't win all their respawns, because they can't win a search and destroy for the lives of them. But you have to think last night, you know, after I saw Bevel's tweet, you know, the coach for this team, I saw him tweet, I watched our search and destroy. I've lost full all over again. Apparently some bonehead plays being made, some lack of communication, a combination of things surely with how poor they've been in it.
Sure, but that's what it is.
You just have to wonder if last night, you know, maybe they went back to the drawing board a little bit and they can come out and fix some of those mistakes today. Well, you had the same chance after Anaheim, though, and it didn't look any better.
Definitely. I mean, yeah, but even if you look at that list now, obviously it's the first game of the day. Yes, 2 p.m. for some of these guys is pretty darn early. As sad as it is to say, the energy just didn't seem to be there early on in the listening, or maybe it's just a lack of confidence in one another. You heard the frustrations. Oh, you team-nated me. Like, the rotations didn't seem to be there. I don't know, man. This EG team, I don't know if they're just not believing in one another right now.
Well, and on the other side of it, a great run at Anaheim for Red Reserve, but a difficult loss in a reverse sweep to Echo Fox yesterday. But Jess did have a chance to speak with Rated before this match. Curious to hear his thoughts.
Thanks, Clint. That's right. I did speak with Rated, and he seemed pretty confident going into this matchup, although he did say that this is the only match that we really want to win this time around because Evil Geniuses beat us last time. And when I did speak with Evil Geniuses, I chatted a bit with Apathy as well, and he didn't seem too terribly confident. He said they were feeling confident, but his main concern was locking down this SND, so I can't wait to see what happens during this next game. Clint and Joe, back over to you.
Thanks so much. I actually had a chance to talk with Apathy, you know, in our favorite spot, the Hilton Bar after Anaheim.
Sure.
So basically everybody heads.
It's our second home.
Granted, we'd all been out for a couple hours, so conversations just get longer and longer. Talking, but Apathy and I sat down for a little bit, and he was just like, he's like, what do we got to do? He's like, what do we got to do? I'm like, Apathy, you're asking me for advice here. You're in a world of trouble. But he was just like, you know, he kept saying, he's like, some people just want it more. Like, we got to get to that grind. Like, it's just like, I need that. He's like, he feels like the team needs the fire. Maybe the fire had been lacking a little bit.
But that's so weird to me because they got second place in Seattle, in which you're right there. Like, that should be the fire. Like, for a team like Red Reserve, who just got second in Anaheim, they were pissed off. They felt like they should have won it. You don't see that sort of same motivation on the side of EG, and now it's to the point where, again, they're losing at the wrong time. You do not want to be losing right now because, you know, we're headed into Stage 2 playoffs. We're headed into champs. This is not when you want to not have trust in your team.
Well, I hope they can turn it around. Apathy, definitely one of my favorite players in this CWL. All around, just fantastic guy, fantastic player. But we'll take a look at the remaining best of 5 here. It's going to be London Dock, Search and Destroy coming up next. And I know we've been a broken record from a casting perspective and also on the desk, but these searches, we just have to keep targeting for EG. Until they fix it, it is going to be a hot point of discussion throughout every single one of their series.
Yeah, it will be. And on the side of Red Reserve, you know, we talked about it a little bit. Obviously at Anaheim, you know, they were pretty solid throughout all their game modes, but S&D was their weakest. Obviously, when you lose, what, like 3 to Rise Nation, that's going to affect the record.
Think about Sunday. Just Sunday alone. What did we cast? We casted, what, 6 maps of them in the winners final. Went 4 and 4. So what we cast is 14 total maps just between Red and Rise. So yeah, when you're taking a look at maps and you're playing that, many against what most consider the best team in the world, yeah, it's tough. It's tough. But
I think the one thing that stood out to us was Scraps had like a 0.7. You know, it was one of the worst S&D KDs we've seen him have all year, and we know he can turn it around. I did talk to him a little bit on Hot Mic about that, and he just said, I think it was, a 0.78. You know, you saw him on the stats website, like sitting around the bottom 5, and I asked him what the deal was. He's like, listen, it was actually a little bit easier for me in Search when I played with Unilad, because I was sort of the star. I was the one that had to make the plays. Now, you know, I've got Rated dropping 15 a map. He's like, I haven't had to be that guy. I just do the dirty work at times, try to make the plays. Not as much as asked of him he felt in Search and Destroy. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, that was his opinion. I get it. I mean, we have seen Rated absolutely take over games. When he's going 19 and 6 or something, it might be tough. And speaking of 19 and 6, this is the map Rated did it on. But how many times have we seen Joe able to get through quickly on a flank and make a play? Just no hesitation, hit stuff, and sometimes, man, does it pay off.
Yeah, they stacked B that round. They were going to play the retake towards A. Joe just hits through Cold Room, gets behind Ace, and just like that, it's a 4 versus 3 now. It is possible for EG, but I was just going to say, if Red Reserve use their nades well, get these players out of this window.
It's like, how many times have you
so tough.
We've seen Joe do that so many times on this particular map.
Oh!
The melee dive. Joe, the back of his dome shredded. Suddenly, this round falls apart. You know, Rated's talked about a couple of bonehead plays hurting him in matches. That's a difficult one to swallow. Wow.
Joe just runs through and just pop. Alrighty. Well, what was looking very good, it was a 4 versus 2. Then that happens. Silly comes out, gets another kill, makes it a 2 versus 2.
Hey. EG need a little bit of help to win.
Yeah, I get it.
Right now. A little bit of help. It's coming from the red side.
Yes.
It's silly. Fantastic stuff. And, you know, when they were really on their tear in Search and Destroy, I've talked about it before. When you take a look at Silly's S&D stats from Stage 1 when he was with E United to what he's been able to do with EG, at least in the first couple weeks of Stage 1, he was dominant. He was so good. They need that Silly back, and right now he's starting out 3-0. I know you get a bit of a gift, but still, Silly makes the play.
Yeah, a bit of an ace right there from Silly. Almost an ace. But Zero, he finds that first blood once again. Assaulto able to trade it out. Pre-fires trying to find Rated, not able to do so. So now you have a 3 versus 3. But Red trying to get map control. Joe pushes up a little bit too far, and as you said, Silly able to find that 4th kill in a row. He's getting close to streaks. This is one of those situations that Pat was talking about with the team. You get close to those streaks, those can be game changing.
And I heard them yell at each other a little bit, and I only heard a brief bit of the dialogue, but a lot of it was like, dude, those moments where we can get streaks, we got to get them. They're so important. So you have to think that is definitely a point of focus today. But right now, you know, Red kind of in a tough spot. You've got a mid presence from Assault. You've got 2 players playing, kind of back bus.
Worried about Silly right now. Obviously, Rated's right around that corner. This is going to be that gunfight. Never mind, Rated backs down. They're going to try and go A. They might single out Assault here. This could be very bad news for EG. Assault has to play his life. Turns around, pre-fires the corner. Nice shots on the Rated. Wasting time as well. Scraps down on 1 versus 3 with 20 seconds left. He gets spotted. They're trying to give Silly the kill. Yep, they're trying to give Silly the kill, but I think he's just going to run away.
Yep, just gets to safety. Make sure he doesn't feed anything else to Silly. That was a great play by Assault, though. You know, you like it from Red. They try to isolate the one player once they get some information. But really, I mean, it was the first bit of the first gunfight where Assault just immediately dips, doesn't over-challenge, doesn't try to take the first one, runs away. I know he has to re-peek and challenge once he realizes he's not going to get to the edge there at ladder. But
well, we've seen that as well, where some people think they're going to eat a round, and then they end up just getting shot in the back.
Yeah, no, it was great. I mean, he dies there, and who knows how that round goes. You get the bomb planted, then you're in a 2v2 scenario.
Silly now 4-0 at 550. He gets very far pushed up. Assault, though, he gets taken down.
Another first blood. That's going to be what? All 3 to Red.
Yep, so now you have that 4 versus 3. Now, Silly's the lone player at A. The rest of EG are getting pushed up. Well, Zero is the only guy at B. He was able to spot one. He actually spots both of those players. So that's so much information. And there we go. Just like that, Silly's the last guy there.
Yeah,
that was weird.
Yeah, it was weird. It just, you could see the angles they were trying to hold, at least the positioning of Red. There was just nothing EG could get done. I mean, EG got to feel pretty good. The fact that you have a 2-0 lead right now and it's all 3 first bloods to Red Reserve, finally this is going to be a round that goes to Red. Unless Silly, I mean, he's going to just try to play his life. Yeah, just look at, they're hunting for him. They're hunting for him.
Here comes a choo-choo train. But they know he needs 150, right? So they have to trade that second or that first kill. So 30 seconds left, and they're going to check underground as well.
And the big thing, I think he's going to get pushed to rated. It's going to be on rated.
It'll be Joe, 0, and then rated. Yep, he's going to flank around.
I figured he's going to spot this angle first.
Oh, they see him.
Oh, wow. Okay. I figured he'd see him, then try to back up top, and rated would pick it up. But apparently they're able to see a bit of his knee or something here as they find the kill. Yeah. Wow. Just barely spot him. Well,
Silly doesn't skip like
that. For
that.
those of you at home, you're sticking out a little bit from that corner. This is jacked quads.
Yeah, dude. That's why you skip like day.
Well, Silly won't get the streaks. Red will get the first round on the board. But still, I think you feel pretty good if you're EG, considering the fact it's all first bloods to Red. Then again, though, you can't keep that up over the course of the game to win.
Yeah, it's felt like the pace of the map has gone the way of Red Reserve. As Red back on attack, they're going to hit this A-bomb. Some stuns go out. That should allow EG to get some information that they are at this site. You have one player at the window. The key guy for me, it's going to be Apathy. Is he going to try and push this? He's got the help from Ace up top. Is Ace going to try to get to Statue, maybe get a bit of an angle down low, and that'll allow Apathy to push up and try to take that gunfight. You see Scraps is watching over those players. You have Rated inside barrel. He's watching the flank and peeking top middle. So it's going to be who is going to go first. And finally, Apathy now, he throws a nade. He's going to peek this, able to spot Rated. Trying to find that first kill, but playing very safe and conservative right now.
Just trying to stay up. He needs some help from Aches. Aches backing down, though, was worried about a grenade there at Water Steps. Pressure now coming to Silly. Time dwindling. Joe just trying to play with him a little bit. 30 seconds now on the clock. EG looking for their first blood, but they've got a massive presence here at the site. Red's got to make a decision. They've got to make a decision.
Rated found an opening, and Zero gets 2 kills as well.
How does Zero get both those kills? And then Rated just able to fly on through. Suddenly it's all on Assault. The 4 streak you once saw from Silly. Zero going to take ownership of that, plus the 4 first bloods in a row. You know, it just felt like, you know, we'll have to see. Well, maybe we'll see it from Zero's POV, but I don't know how in that spot where you basically have that 3-on-3 there, he's able to rip 2.
And it looked like he got kills like through the window. Maybe those players lined up or they checked a bomb. I don't know what it was. But a lot of the times when you see teams sort of defend the A site, they take it from top middle. And instead, EG try to take it from their side. You know, you had Aches, you know, towards those low boxes with Apathy. I thought they were going to try and go around, take map control. Instead, they fall back to their side, allow Zero and Rated to just pick them apart.
Oh, this is going to be maybe a little bit of a blind counter coming out from Red Reserve. So much pressure here at B, completely shutting down EG. Zero now 5 in a row. I need to solder them at map. I mean, they were perfectly set up to deal with this from EG. And this has been a map that's been good for Red. Really, the only time we've seen them struggle is against a team like Rise Nation.
And I don't even know if that's necessarily a blind counter. I think just that's the way Red likes to play this. They don't want they don't want the bomb plant at B, so they'll retake at A, right? Similar to what Rise does on Valkyrie. They just want to stop the one bomb plant. They'll use their nades and their gun skill to try to retake the site. And that is what's been happening so far. You have that 4 versus 2.
What do you do if you're EG to deal with that, though? If you know Red's going to be playing defense like that?
I take the bomb plant. I take the A plant. And that's 5 first bloods for Red Reserve.
That was just easy. That was easy. You know, you have no presence at mid. So Red's able to waltz up and get to mid-cut. There's a crossfire in from Lights. They were just picked apart. Absolutely picked apart. I feel like if you know Red's going to play that way, you at least have to maybe have somebody inside a barrel or something to kind of watch that cross. They can't just get in and crossfire you. We'll see how they mix it up on the next offensive round if Red keep using that particular strategy. Red's turn on offense now. The streak for Zero up to 6. He's only 50 points off. Last time on offense, he was the playmaker. They got the 2 kills here at the A site. Last time, though, you had way more of a presence here from EG. They've stacked the B site this time. The only presence really is going to be Silly. A good opportunity here to get the bomb set. But you talked about the fact that, you know, you prefer them to maybe play a little bit from top middle. And they had that opening.
Yeah, you see number 3 there. That's Apathy in a great spot. I thought he was going to get help from Assault, but once again, you have Silly and Assault playing from their side of A. And Rated here, if he checks this, he has Mountain on. He's not going to be heard. He might check this corner and Apathy. This might be another first blood. Actually, Rated, well, he tries to take it. Good job by App. Get some map control. That's what I'm saying. When you're able to control that puts you in a good position. But once again, the one difference, though, is that you do have Aches. But Aches might get spotted here. Aches is going to get spotted. Who's going to go for that kill? Let's say he's going to... Oh, but he found 2. He found 2 as well. So that's a great play out of Aches. Now 1 versus 2 for Zero.
Now Zero's got a clutch. He has 30 seconds to work with.
Doesn't have bomb.
He clutches this. It'd be 10 kills in a row and full streaks. Some great shots there on Apathy.
Yeah, he's going to play streaks.
Likely wise here, just looking at how close he is to these streaks and what a
detrimental spot it's in. I can't believe this game is going to be 3-3. Just, I mean, that's obviously the first blood for EG, but just felt like the pace of the game has gone the way of Red Reserve.
There's another kill. There's full streaks. That could not have worked out better for Zero, considering the circumstances here late in the round.
Yep, so he was able to get that fighter pilot and artillery. And, you know, we've seen throughout the year that streaks on London Dock, Search and Destroy, not always the best, but if you use them correctly, you can lock this game up. So EG, let's see what they do on offense. It looks like they're trying to spread out a little bit. You have Assault working low water. You have 1 guy that's going to be Aches and Barrel, and then you have 2 towards that B site.
What is it with like people on Red Reserve just dropping bombs in this map? We've seen 19 from Raid. I've seen Joe drop like 15 here. Zero now 10-2 on a 9 streak. Like, just somebody takes over the map. Granted, it's still 3-3, but there's a first blood for Rated. That's now going to be number 6 out of 7 here for Red Reserve.
All Zero's doing on that B street is just trying to get information. As soon as he does, he'll back on up. That's when his teammates will try to get that middle control. They'll set up that crossfire that we've seen. See 1 player, that's Apathy. There we go. He gets spotted. Then you see Joe instantly respond. But Apathy's able to win that gunfight down low. Those scraps. He wins his one-on-one against Aches. Aches tries going on that late flank, but he gets caught out. Zero. Once again, Apathy finding big kills. Backs down Rated as well. The bomb is now open for Red. Or for EG. But Scraps and Rated are getting set up, and it looks like they're going to try and push through.
Yeah, caught. Yeah, caught. They're able to spot him. Almost gets 1 kill, but not able to finish it.
Now, what do you do in this spot? Do you go
plant?
Yeah,
he's got the cross. They don't have a smoke or anything to work with. Oh, my God. He's able to get that grenade and finish him.
Yep.
And that could be the round. Scraps just gets out. Love it. Love it.
Heads up play by Scraps. He knew Apathy was the type of player to just try to trade it out. Throws that nade.
Yeah, it's like, if he's going to stick it and plant it, fine. Take the 45 seconds, take the one-on-one. But he plays the odds there, and he's able to take the round. You'll see the nice nade over the top. Boop. Finishes him. And that's, you knew it was a tough spot. Just with his angle holding the cross like that, didn't really matter. It was a 1v2. Just had to finish the first. Now, obviously, he doesn't have a nade that late in the game. That's a very different scenario. But the fact he has the nade to work with, the big difference maker. And that's a good example of why utility late in rounds can be important.
Yeah, but I love the teamwork out of Silly and Apathy to, you know, push through to find Rated, make it, push that 2 versus 1.
If they had a little bit more time to work with, I mean.
Yeah, maybe they go to that A site instead.
Assault just stuns.
The whole team.
Seemed like everything. Yeah. It's going to be a very fast plant.
The bomb's down. And we've seen this time and time again with Red Reserve. They will take this all day. You'd see those players 2 back up out of coal room. They drop the artillery as well. Assault's got to be careful here. But they know they're just wasting time. They're just wasting the clock. But Apathy did find Scraps. Silly now finds Joe. Now 1 versus 3 for Zero.
Making the play. He does have another streak to work with. He takes the first gunfight. Gonna get pushed. Nice trade there from Silly as he finds 2 in the round. And here we go, 4-4. And this game is ridiculous because think about that. You get a very quick plant. You have 4 down. Or sorry, you still have 4 up. You drop the artillery on. It's looking so good for Red. Like another one you think they kind of control there. But EG, they make the play. They win the difficult gunfights. And that one effort, honestly, a kill from, what was it, Apathy that got the grenade on the back box with the shots? Huge there. They hold that box. It's going to be so tough to get in the back through Cole.
So EG staying alive in this one. tie things up at 4 apiece. Now they're going to be back on attack, and it looks like they're going to head towards that B site once again. And Red Reserve, pretty spread out. At times, we've seen them 4-stack B, but they have a very spread out setup right now. But you see that as soon as the smoke goes down, look at how they respond. They get middle control. You have Scrap pushed up down low. They're taking everything away, and well, that's another first blood. And the bomb doesn't go down yet either.
Well, Silly wisely hops off and is able to trade that kill. He's at least able to pick it up, but like you said, yeah, it does delay that plant, but at least you can even the odds.
Smokes, if they don't have smokes, it's going to be so difficult now.
Do you take
there we go. They have one.
Oh, that's good. I would say, do you take the trade or do you take the kill? Or sorry, do you take the plant? Well, it makes the decision easier when you have that smoke.
Yeah, but Silly just baits the smoke. Nades come in. He's got to be careful here. Silly right to his right. Still hasn't planted the bomb. Rated does get a hit marker on Aches. But still, time is dwindling. This might be a round where Zero calls in that fighter pilot. Looks like he's going to. Yeah, he's going to call it in, and he might catch him
Spray
as well.
the bomb, spray the bomb, spray the bomb. Doesn't pick it up. Finally going to finish Silly, but the bomb will get planted. So now Aches and Apathy
the last two as well.
have got to try and clutch here.
Ooh. No more team kills.
Yeah, right. First going to drop. Now it's going to be all on Aches. He's got to defend this for 30 seconds. Can't take the first gunfight. Zero hops from the edge, and that's a 5th round coming in. And that's actually the first round they're going to win behind a streak. I mean, the glide bomb round they lose because Aches gets 2 kills. The artillery round they end up losing because things just fall apart back coal. Finally here, they're able to get it. That would have been, I mean, think about how weird again that would have been if all 3 round streaks were invested, Red ended up losing.
But they just made that easy for Red, right? Obviously, with 20 seconds left, Red Reserve just knows at any time they're going to start planning soon. So he just calls in that streak, makes it an easy guess. They're able to find one, and that's all they need to make that 3 versus 2.
Yeah, trying to delay the plant as long as they can until time is on their side. Oh, God, almost shooting each other again. Deep grenade in.
Another first blood.
Doesn't finish it. The first blood, though, kind of equalized very quickly, at least. Bomb getting planted now. Silly. Maybe was thinking about catching him for a moment. Now he's going to know what's up. Zero wins another big one-on-one against Aches.
He's winning a lot, too. 14-4 out of 0.
He's taking over the map. One-on-one gunfight by one-on-one gunfight. Zero still tucked away in the back. Assault has to try and get through him. He's already been tagged up. He is able to win it.
Oh, Silly
another one of these ridiculous rounds where EG suddenly gets the tides in their favor. It's all going to be on Scraps to try and clutch. 20 seconds to work with. They've got to go. He's going to poke out. The first one-on-one's here. It's going to be Silly. Can't win it. Gets away with his life. Just able to get behind the box before he gets tagged from the window. Now just has to play his life. No time for Assault to work with. And Scraps goes big in 2 rounds really down the stretch in the final seconds to get the victory there. And that's actually, that kind of goes back to what we talked about before this. Like, he said, he's like, I have teammates that go off and search and destroy, so I don't need to do as much. You saw Zero do it there. We talked about Joe and Rady at times taking over search, but in those big moments where Scraps kind of had to make a play, he did both times.
Yeah, 1 versus 2. Great play out of him. You see, that's just another day at work for him. They weren't even too excited about that one. I think they're going to go back and watch that, look at some of the mistakes they made. Obviously, you had that team kill, you know, which made that 4 versus 3 retake pretty much impossible. You know, that was the first round of the game. They obviously had some mistakes with streaks where they had a few openings.
It was a 6-4 game that felt like it should have been a 6-2 game. It's kind of how I do.
Yes.
It felt like it should have been a bigger win there, especially with the first bloods combined with like quick plants and stuff they were able to do. But
and well, ultimately, what is it? 0-11 now for NS&D?
Yeah, something like that. It's not good. It's not good.
11 in a row.
It's not good. And even
though might as well just skip it. Just go to
mercy roll. Just chalk that up as a loss. All right. Well, Red though, no strangers to 2-0 advantages in series slipping away. They were guilty of it yesterday. Up 2-0 over Echo Fox. Echo Fox rip off 3 straight and take the series. They're once again firmly in control, but they've got to close it out. The series may be long from over. It's going to be CTF coming up next. We'll be right back. Hello, friends and family. We are back for Game 3 of our first Best of 5 of the day. The number 1 and number 2 teams here in Division A. One team looking like number 1. One team not looking like number 2. It's a 2-0 edge for Red Reserve right now, looking to close it out 3-0. And Arden Forest CTF coming up next.
I thought you were going to be like Dr. Maven back here.
I need the way. I move so much when I cast.
Yeah, he does. No, but yeah,
got a lot of room, man.
Red Reserve looking comfortable. That game 2 was pretty odd. There was a couple of odd moments. I mean, if you watch it, you felt like Red Reserve had control the entire time, but it went 6-4 to them. But, you know, EG still on that abysmal losing streak in that game mode, and we're going to go to Arden Forest CTF.
Yeah, I saw some talk about the search. I saw some tweets from people. Pac-Man tweeting at Bevels, asking him what's good, because that's the EG coach. And then I saw Parasite Nameless going back a little bit, just talking about how basically what did Parasite say in the scrims they had against the team. Silly has to drop 20 for them to win. like Silly had 15 on a map, I think it was, and they still lost 6-4. Nameless is pointing out the fact that you saw Assault and Pat kind of losing key gunfights. We saw Zero winning those gunfights.
Well, it was Zero and Rated. It was STGs like sort of across the map that those guys were winning. That's where a lot of the first bloods came in. It was through those crosses, which you imagine, yes, is Assault and Ace. So early on, the STGs of Red Reserve were just running over EG.
Here we go. Game 3. We'll see if EG can extend this series or Red Reserve will exact a bit of revenge from their loss in the first 2 weeks from Evil Geniuses. Remember, that was a 3-1 loss. With a 3-0 here, they can at least, maintain the number 1 position and control the head-to-head as well.
Yep, Apathy able to win a big gunfight there. If Zero wins that, maybe he puts pressure on the side of EG. And Hakes and Assault, they get kills as well. And just like that, 4 dead for Red Reserve. Zero, the first player up. He's going to get very weak off spawn as Assault gets in a great position to actually force one player, that's Joe, to spawn out. And instead of wrapping back, Joe just goes to the enemy base.
I think that was his only option with 2 players dying.
Yeah.
If he had a little bit more help, maybe he tries to fight it, but he decides to go. Oh, he's going to cut him off. I love this from Joe. It's a big one-on-one. He spots Silly, able to tag him up. There's no help really that close by. So Silly's going to have to wrap all the way back to mid-map. The player mid-map's going to drop as well. It's a little bit of ring around the rosy. Now Joe trying to find the angle. He's going to spot Assault in the back. Now he's in trouble. But Scraps is here on the other side. Scraps wins multiple gunfights. There's still one more here. Finally, it should get home. Rated, not able to get the angle, and there's the first score. But God, it was not easy to get in for EG.
No, usually, when a player goes on that overextend, he pulls a flag, right? Tries to get it back to his teammates. Apathy was Fire Alley. Probably would have won that gunfight. Instead, Joe goes all the way through Bell to try and make that clutch return. Puts EG in a very tough spot. If Silly doesn't spot him around that corner, he probably gets shut down. Instead, Silly wraps all the way back, takes it up middle, knows where his teammates are spawning. It was a great heads-up play from Silly.
Yeah, it's tough. It's like a timing thing. If Joe gets there when Silly's already out of Bell, it's a one-on-one gunfight. Maybe he can win, but, he didn't really get a gunfight because Silly hadn't got out yet. He took a couple shots and got to cover. So heads-up play from Silly, and maybe if Joe just got a little bit better timing, he would have been able to get that return. Silly just going to sit, eat the stun for breakfast. Unfortunately, though, Silly will then lose the gunfight. Apathy will be the next man up inside a bunker to play defense. Nice job snapping onto Zero, tucked away in the pocket.
Yep, that allows Ace to push up through Fire Alley. Get all of Red out of bunker, allows them to push up towards that cabin. Rated, though, still alive at cabin wall. Silly, he's put himself in a position up towards Ruins to put some attack on that Red Reserve base. And, well, yeah, he is going to hear one. He spots Zero. I thought he was going to let him walk by, but Zero actually turns around, checks the corner. So good play by Zero, because that could have been a very scary play if Silly is able to sneak on through. Silly, though, ends up getting stuck. And yeah, this is what you predicted, right? You said a 1-0 EG game, right?
Yeah, well, it was 1-0 quickly, though. I've watched EG play this map many times, and usually it's just pretty...
Just CTF.
It's slow, methodical, not usually very high scoring. Curious to see how they play with this lead, but they are going to get a map clear again of Red Reserve, so this will enable the troops to start pushing up a little bit. Assault in a position outside of Cabin Alley where he can put some pressure onto the spawners, but now I like this. EG, maybe it's not the most aggressive thing, but there's locking down the map. Locking down the map.
I'll always remember that grand final of Seattle. When they had a lead in Flag Tower over Rise, and you just heard them say, lock them in, over and over again.
Some teams you would see with that 4 down get a little bit maybe more forward position, try to take the gunfights, get a flag out, but they've got the 1-0 lead, and yeah, just locking them down. They've got Red Reserve on house arrest right now.
As Assault finds that first kill on Rated, and Oh, yeah. Red Reserve, they have to leave their base. Why? They need a flag. You see an ace, they find some kills. You have Scraps, the last player up. Rated just comes up off spawn. They're both able to find kills. Rated, nice shots on Silly as well. This will allow them to finally get pushed up, get that map control.
The patience almost paid off from EG. You know, by being patient, basically, you're making sure that you're going to have the better chance in the gunfight, right? You're going to be holding a corner, holding a head glitch. They win those first couple of gunfights, but then Rated, you know, from this side of the map, he plays deep. He's able to go beast mode and get a couple of kills.
That's like the second or third time we've seen that Apathy Zero gunfight go down towards Bell, and every single time it's gone Apathy's way. Zero trying to get a little bit cheeky, you know, flank through Bell. But Apathy's been there waiting for him. So once again, we're going to have a very similar setup where EG, they're going to get map control, hold a position. I mean, if you're Red Reserve, maybe with 40 seconds left, you just take it into the second half.
Yeah, well, I think the most impressive thing from this, I mean, obviously EG have the 1-0 lead, but the fact from this side of the map that Red Reserve had such a lack of presence offensively. Just no presence in bunker outside of what? Maybe one push, sort of, that didn't really develop into anything. I'm not really counting Joe's overextension. You had like one push, and partly that's due to just the way EG are playing the map. From this side of the map, they seem okay, just playing at the halfway mark.
Yeah, and Red Reserve, that's what they decide to do. Taking into that second half, they let that clock drain. But EG trying to get a little bit aggressive, but Assault and Silly, they get taken down. Ace, the last player up now, just going to try and find some kills. So a 1-0 lead for EG. But a lot of the times when we see caps, it's off the break. We'll see if Red Reserve, they can have any of that that magic that we see from time to time.
Yeah, I guess one good thing for Red, too, is EG can't get any streaks behind that, at least. You get the one score, but it doesn't really rally end-to-end anything. Nobody goes off. I don't even, do we even have anybody in like double-digit kills?
I don't know.
Is this not exactly what I said, though, before the map started? I know we weren't on camera yet, but it's exactly what I expected.
As soon as I saw EG set up,
it's two people up 10.
As soon as I saw EG set up and not move, I was like,
Yep. Hey, it's working. It's working. They're up 1-0. Once again, the opening kills go to EG. That's 3 down. Rated now. Instead of Scraps, going to be the one in the tough spot. He's able to get one kill. Let's pay attention to where the spawn comes in. So it does come in deep. Joe's going to be here with a grenade, but he's not able to take the gunfight. Silly's able to pick it up. It's going to be out. Now it's on Zero and Scraps to try and overextend. You've already got Assault spawned up in the base, ready and waiting for this. You have a presence at mid-cut from Aches, and this should be home. They're stunned up. They can't get out.
Well, they got to be careful as well. There's a relay opportunity. As Apathy's he won one gunfight on Joe. The flag is away. He has a 1 versus 1 against Rated. He's going to spot him. Nice shots on a Rated. Backs him down. But Rated re-peeks the corner. Nice nade. But the flag is still out. It's in a dangerous position. Glide bomb comes in. That's going to let EG know they can't get the return just yet. Ace is trying to get an angle on it. Those players did
Joe should get it up. Yep. Yeah. That's a big kill from Joe because if Aches can hold that angle, he can probably keep that return from happening at least for a moment until they get some help. But now the streak's starting to come in. You just get the artillery. You already saw the glide bomb invested. You're not out of this yet if you're Red. But, I mean, honestly, yes, EG have controlled the tempo of the game in its entirety, but really it's just been the opening minute where like the scores have come in.
Dude, I'm telling you, Zero is so frustrated this game. Just some of the kills, I mean, obviously he has to play at a faster pace because they need scores, but
I think he'd rather be on Flag Tower or Docks with the way he wants to play.
Yeah, I mean, what, he was 14-4 in the S&D, right now 4-14 in the CTF.
A little bit different.
A little bit different, but I'm telling you, I've seen him so many times towards that ruin side, probably 4 or 5, just lose early gunfights to Apathy because Zero is just trying to find an opening. He's trying to find something. Now, Red Reserve are in a good spot to have map control. All of EG are stuck back. One player did get through. See, now what can Red Reserve do? I like them using smokes, but Silly, he got through that smoke and was able to find 2 kills.
I think he stunned himself. Yeah. Got through the smoke and then somehow ends up killing both. Hey, it might not always be by the book, but it worked out. Zero, just another one of these gunfights.
Yeah, but yeah, Rated, he pushed through. Oh, he doesn't get the flag touch. Well, he gets the touch, but doesn't get away with it. Now Zero's back here all alone. Yep, that's
He was just trying to tuck away in the corner. Obviously, the call came in from Silly that he was there. Another return for EG, and Silly having a fantastic game. Well, really the entire EG side. If you're just talking purely on the slaying aspect, they're doing a fantastic job, and they've done a good job early in rounds.
It was I'm telling you, man.
Over and over again.
Over and over. And look, Apathy just backs up, but Joe found an opening. Joe hit middle of the map. Scraps, he finds 2 kills. This is a flag attempt for Red Reserve.
Scraps got to go big. Scraps got to go big.
There's just one player left. It's Aches. But Ace is going to get away with it because that player, that was Zero who spawned up. Okay, he does have an opportunity to return. But instead of going to fire Alley and wrapping back to his base,
he's stunned. He's stunned.
Joe. He went to help Joe.
He's stunned. He should just go for it. Just dive for it. Raid maybe just has to try and just go and dive. Just dive for it! He dives for it, gets the return, and there's the first score on the board. Red Reserve now trailing by 1 with 1:40 to go.
Joe just found one opening. And that EG hole just went through the middle of the map.
It's like just like Search. Like he just finds these gaps, man.
Zero's like, how did you do that? How did you get there? I've been trying all game. Well, he might have found another one as well.
And Zero might, I don't know if Zero's under the weather or what, but I saw Brycey tweet him something about needing to take like vitamins because he's always sick.
He's always coughing.
Yeah,
he just has it. Yeah, I don't know.
Here's a great chance. Here's a great chance. Only person up is going to be Aches. Aches has to make the play. Zero guesses wrong, but Scraps there for the trade. One more is going to spawn deep. Scraps doesn't care. Able to pick it up. His help is coming in from Joe as well. He's not sure where the spawn is. That's going to be a nice nade that combines to shut him down. Joe's still here, but Joe falls. That was a really good chance for Red to tie the game.
Yeah, he just checks the wrong corner. Aches was under the bridge. He thought he was going to come off spawn.
Zero in apathy.
Yeah, dude, I'm telling you, dude. It feels like he probably has 7 or 8 kills on Zero in Ruins.
Wow. And we talk about apathy on this map, man. Even in like Search, Ruins, he just dominates. Like he feels so comfortable playing from that spot on the map.
Still 30 seconds left. Couple of kills the other way of Red Reserve. They're trying to get some map control in Ruins. That's where the smokes go down as well. Silly still has an artillery barrage. Yeah, I say he's going to try and call this in. He's going to put it on the flag. That's always a little bit dangerous because your teammates have to avoid it as well.
Two kills.
2 kills go down.
They should trade out the third. Joe is able to do it.
That's in a touch, though.
They have to get a touch. They can't get in. It just hasn't stopped, and they all spawn safe. They go deep enough to force it out to Cabin, and EG answer back in the CTF. And now, series starting to look a lot like Red Series yesterday.
You just had to say it, didn't you? Yeah. But I believe yesterday they thought they were going to win that CTF, right? There was a couple of plays on that flag tower they thought should have went their way. That was a little different. That was just controlled by EG from start to finish.
Zero's like, get me to map 4, sweet mother of God. Get me out of that map. Yeah, there's the cough, so maybe a little under the weather.
No, I'm telling you, he always has that. That is like, he should probably go to the doctor.
Yeah, I think Brycey said something like he needs to live in a bubble.
Bubble boy?
Bubble boy, yeah. Rated on your screen. Knowing they need to close this out in game 4. And, all right, so you got to feel good if you're Red right now, just knowing about how EG has been in Search. You got to feel pretty good. Like, even if we get to a game 5, we should be able to win that. But, once again, St. Marie 4 EG used to be a bread and butter map. That is where they were very, very good in Search. They've just been very bad as of late, but you never want to find it. Finally, it clicks again. Imagine that's what happens in Red, though.
5,
that's where EG finally gets their Search. Oh, that would be that'd be a very painful start.
And other teams don't want that. The teams watching this, the teams on the bubble, even your phases and splices, they want EG to bomb out. Like they
want Red to win every series except against them. And honestly, you take a look at it, and it looks like a really close series. The Hardpoint, it didn't really feel that close to me.
Yeah.
It's funny because the games 1 and 2 didn't feel that close. Just it felt like Red were in control the entire time, and the game 3, felt like kind of EG was in control throughout it. But when you take a look at just the score lines, it looks like it's a really tight 3 games.
Yeah, game 1, I mean, it was about a 40 to 50 point lead throughout the entire time. They just held on to it every single Hardpoint. Game 2, yeah, it's 6-4, but there was like 8 first bloods to the side of Red Reserve, and then game 3 we just watched that from start to finish. EG was in control, as you said. Those flag caps just happened early on, and then the EG hold that came into play.
Yeah, that was. I mean, the entire game to me was decided in the first 60 seconds of side 1 and side 2. I mean, that's where EG got their scores.
As soon as EG has a lead, you just know what's going to happen.
And that's how risky. I know we say it all the time, but you just can't. You can't go. You can't go 3 down, like, off the break, especially just bang, bang, bang like that. And then the first half, you saw Scraps in a tough spot. So think about how tough it is for that player. you saw it from both sides. So the first time, 3 go down, Scraps is now at Ruins. So instead of Scraps at Ruins just having to worry about the push kind of through Broken, now suddenly he's got to worry about the push through mid-cut. He has to worry about an extra angle. He backs up, gets picked by 2 players pushing him. And then on the other side, Raiden gets left alone at Cave. And instead of just having to worry about maybe pressure towards Cabin, suddenly he's worrying about his Fire Alley. Like, it all just falls apart. You have too many angles to worry about. Suddenly you're 4 down, and it's a score on the board quickly for EG. And that's got to be so frustrating if you're an AR on that spot, because you're like, yeah, I'm going to get spotted, I'm ready, I'm getting set up, about to take a one-on-one gunfight, and then the swarm comes. Yeah, but we know Ardent Force Hardpoint, one of the better ones for Red Reserve. We saw a couple what was the winter finals, yeah. Yeah. We saw it played. A replay. Well, it was played in the first best of 5 in the final 2. I don't know if it was, I can't remember if it was in the second one. I don't think it was. It was Jimmy. No, it wasn't. So they played it. They played a lot, yes. And this is a map they feel very confident they can win. You got to think about how tough they played Rise Nation. You got to feel good about their chances here. But we'll get right into the swing of things. Zero. I think Zero's the one I probably have my eyes on the most. Just can he shrug off what was absolutely an incredibly frustrating Game 3 and bounce back here with a stellar. And that's it. That's literally what that play style is meant to do from EG. It should just frustrate the other team. Just get them in their own head. Like, I hate playing this. I can't wait to get to Game 4. Just those sort of comments, and that's when EG sort of gets that momentum. As you can see right now, a great break for EG. The kills going their way. They're starting to rotate to Ruins already. They're a step ahead right now of Red Reserve. Red are going to fight for this scrap time. They are going to get it. But once again, EG, you have number 7, that's Aches, already top Ruins. You have Assault and Apathy already towards that circle area. So a great start here for them. Fantastic. Until he goes down. I don't think he had to leave top Ruins. Scraps is making the play. Yeah. Scraps just kills all 3. Come on. Oh my God, you're set up beautifully. Scraps almost got the 4th there. Now, you spawn close for EG, so you're able to fight back, but you could have had like a textbook setup, but you give a triple to Scraps, followed by a triple from Joe, and suddenly now you got 0 top Ruins. I don't know why Aches leaves top Ruins there. You have that position already. There's no reason to get bad timing like he just did. There's always that chance of, hey, as soon as I leave this position, the enemy's going to show up, come around, bell it with Scraps, he finds 3 kills. If Aches is top Ruins with a bar, he wins that gunfight 10 out of 10 times. Wow. Definitely a frustrating moment for EG, but they do clear him out of the hard point for a chunk of time here down the stretch, and they are still spawning safe at back bunker. So maybe now they can sort of fight back a little bit. You'll give these final 5 seconds to Red, but God, you can't just get smoked at the opening of this hard point again. Looking better. Yep, Red trying to push through Belt. That was Scraps. He had shut down Apathy. Hit fire. He's able to find that kill. And now you have Red Reserve spawning Cabin. This is what EG wants. You see that rotation over from those blue arrows. Ace able to find that first kill. Red Reserve, they tried smoking out the front and just contesting this hill, but a much better response here at the beginning of the hill from Evil Geniuses. And this is a hard point for Red that we talked about a lot. I mean, when they were playing against Rise, wasn't Bunker the hard point where, like, Red dominated Rise the first time through in the replay? Rise really took it over and started to fix things. They're getting destroyed here, at least in this first push. They have not been able to crack through at all. Now with 15 seconds left, the pressure seems to be there. You're still spawning safe for EG. So finally they get through, but EG gets right back in the game. Yep, you already have Apathy. We always talk about on this East Road Hill how important it is to control that cabin side. And well, 4 go down for EG. 0, he's gonna back on up. Oh, this is great, because look how forward Scraps is gonna be able to get. He's going to be up in their face almost immediately. They've got to get through him before they can make a play. Well, they're able to do it pretty easily. But they haven't been able to nade really the hard point yet. I mean, This has just been easy time so far for Red because they're spawning out so far. What, you have 0 on a force spear right now. He's probably going to be playing for streaks. This is one of those moments. We know how big streaks can be on Arden Forest. He's just trying to stay alive. EG finally getting the hill, but you have raided at cabin wall. That's exactly why we talk about cabin control. You have so many angles on the hill. Now Joe peeks out 0, trying to get a trade, but Joe able to find 2, so he's just gonna back down. He just needs 100 points now for the glide bomb. So you're playing for that next hill. Yeah, and we know 0. He loves to challenge every gunfight, but this is one of those times where you just need to play for the easy kill. Wallbang comes in, finishes it. So there's the glide bomb, trying to peek the edge. Doesn't have any help. Tries to take it with a pistol, but can't close it out. So it's just going to be a glide backed
up.
Well, especially Scraps. Scraps is maybe there to give him a little bit of assistance.
That was one of those plays that Zero loves to take those challenges. Well, what ends up happening as well, I thought EG was going to get cabin control, but Joe finds a couple of kills. Scraps and Rated find 2 as well. Apathy really the last guy set up here. But he's able to find 2, and then Ace finds 1 off spawn.
That was fantastic.
Yep.
They spawn up Bell right behind Rated. They're able to clean that up as well. They're controlling this side of the map. Red Reserve, though, spawn cabin, get right back into it. So the contest is here very quickly. Apathy wins another big one-on-one. He's now working towards streaks. Still another player there, but the flank comes in from Aches. He's able to clean that up. Needs to get vision on Cabin Alley. Not able to do it, but with the 15 seconds remaining here, nice hold here at Cave.
And Apathy started off 2-7 this map, by the way. So ever since that point, he's been 12-5. And while EG now taking a 25-point lead, we are heading over towards Ruins next. Red Reserve, they do have that early setup. You still have the glide bomb on Zero. Smoke goes out. Silly, though, he gets taken down by his teammate. Apathy, though, he is not missing right now. So close to streaks as well. There's a trade out of Scraps, a huge kill. Another one of those moments that EG was talking about.
And obviously, it's tough to play your life inside of you. You don't have a whole lot of position to work with, but, or sorry, outside of you, but close to picking it up. EG, though,
they're rolling right now.
Starting to get a, not necessarily a comfortable lead, but building up a little bit so you at least maybe can make a mistake and still
they have really hold the lead. Yeah. You'd see all 4 red arrows are giving this up. They're going to try and get over there. Apathy, he's not even watching it. There's only 1 player here. It's Assault. He has a lot of work to do. Able to find the first, but the nades coming in. He got stuck. He's going to get taken down. Now Red Reserve trying to get across. Apathy, the only player left. Joe shuts him down. So a good job by Red. They know how important Bunker can be, and they're able to get early control.
Well, they found out the hard way the first time through. EG got so much time here. EG, though, has been able to hit the back. They're still forcing him out Bell, though. This is great from Red. Now you're able to push all the way to the back. Zero hits up through mid, gets a couple of kills. Obviously, he's going to love to challenge that. He could have waited on Joe to get it, but he knows he's going to spawn safe. And he still has that glide bomb. So the comeback, you're going to be, if they get the rest of this time, what? It's going to be a narrow lead for Red.
Yeah. So you have Joe now. I can't believe Joe's 15-7. I feel like every time we've seen Joe in the kill feed, it's been like multiple kills. He was just on a 5 spree. He gets shut down. Scraps playing around that smoke. Great shots from Silly. But still, the time going the way of Red Reserve.
And these two teams, like, you know, we talked about it yesterday with Red's ability to win games when getting outslayed. EG isn't a team that's going to really slay you off the map either. Like, they play slow, they play controlled. For me, it really just comes down to who makes the least mistakes, especially when you're talking about something like Hardpoint.
Yep, so early lead, or a lead did go the way of Red Reserve, but EG, they rotate to East Road. We're starting to get some time. Silly able to find a couple of kills. Maybe he just plays for streaks, right? You have 4 in a row, able to find 3 kills. And now they have Red Reserve in a bit of a spawn trap here. You have cabin control, you have ruins control.
Silly going, he was just trying to stay up, keeps getting stunned. He's in the hard point. You'd like to get him out of there, maybe get somebody else in so he can continue to play for the streaks, but not going to be able to do it. Apathy will be traded out. Hard point. Not contested
instead that
right
flips.
now.
Yeah, instead that flips. EG had Red Reserve locked in, but now it's Red Reserve who have cabin control. And cabin's not, you know, it is important for East Road, but it's even more important when you go towards that cave hill. If you can get that early setup, how will EG try to break in now? They are able to find a couple of kills, but Scraps and Rated are here. And Scraps is able to find 2. He's starting to get loud. With 7 seconds left, we're going to head to Cave Hill in a second. And this is one where if Red Reserve get this setup where they want, where you're pushed out towards bunker, you're pushed out towards this cabin side, it is so difficult to break now if you're EG.
There's only been 1 streak earned. And it's the glide bomb of Zero. When does that come into play? Still holding it for now. Doesn't need it as they're milking time. And they've got EG just fanned across mid-map. This has been brilliant stuff at Cave. And I think you nailed it. That 2-piece around cabin from Scraps opened up everything so they can get their ideal setup.
I mean, when's the last time EG has gotten a kill? That's 10 in a row, 11 in a row now for Red Reserve. They've just been spawn trapped. This is what's so scary. EG were in a perfect spot. They had cabin control. Everything was looking good. They had Red Reserve spawning back bridge.
So now you're in like an interesting spot because you've got Scraps and Rated close to streaks for Red. You have have the glide bomb to work on. How do you play this if you're red?
You probably try to open it up with the glide bomb, you know, have that 4 versus 3 and then trade off of that, right? Have one of those guys with streaks follow you up, whether it's Dro or Zero, just to bait them out and then try to maybe potentially get them into that hill.
Well, Scraps and Rated still haven't dropped. My question is kind of like, if they play this slow, they try to get Scraps and Rated these streaks, and they don't get any time here.
Down. So now it's on Rated. And Rated in a very tough spot, very similar to Cave. There we go. There's that first one. Say EG has a wonderful setup. First glide bomb comes in, and it's not Zeros, it's Rated. He's not able to find a kill. He gets taken down by Apathy, so no more streaks earned. But does that allow an opening now for Red Reserve? Scraps able to find one. Zero follows it up with a nade. Can he find the second? He can, and he's able to stay alive in U.
So the glide bomb, yeah, it doesn't get Red a lot of time, but it's part of the process to at least get EG out of the hard point.
The big thing is, though, is Red can't win off here. They have to be careful. This is another situation. You can see where Silly's starting to rotate towards bunker.
Still have one more glide bomb.
Yeah.
Red has twice had to kind of break through the front on this particular hard point. One time they did it, and they were able to get through. One time they got completely shut out at bunker.
I'd say they want bell control. They want to get bell control and use that glide bomb to get the guy out in the back. That's why Zero's headed that way, but he has no help, so he might have to go towards his teammates, and he's doing that.
There's 2 kills.
A couple of kills go down. They're going to push through Fire Alley. I'd call it in here.
He's just going to go.
But he's going to try and flank.
But
one player's speeding up. Who is it? Is Apathy. Apathy finds him at Bell. Who would have thought? One player did spawn out. That's Assault, so he's going to be on a bit of a pinch, but it looks like Rated is aware of that. Great heads-up play by Rated, but Assault gets 2.
It's still contested inside the hard point. Scraps, another big 2, both inside the hard point. And this is a critical time here for EG. They've got to clear him out or at minimum contest. And once again, somebody from Red close to streaks. Scraps, a monster game, 37 and 26. A minute in the hard point. And potentially the streaks that could close out the game if he can earn them here. There's 2 in the back. Weakens some. Apathy's so weak, but can't finish it. Wins that, though, and does get the glide bomb. So you still have, what, 2 glide bombs available on Red Reserve?
Yeah, Zero's been so patient with it.
He's had it forever.
Yeah.
Rated used his right away. Zero's been holding for what seems an eternity.
Well, we're headed back towards that East Road Hill. This could go to another cave. Well, he's going to call in the glide bomb right now. They want to break on through. They want to try and get cabin control. I like this play. They're going to find Aches inside. Those 2 players are going to push up Ice Alley. You have Silly controlling you. Apathy, he goes on a bit of a flank, but you can see all the focus for Red Reserve is cabin wall. But Aches is still alive, but he is taken down by Zero, which spawns them out towards bunker. That's exactly what Red Reserve wanted. That's how they broke through the first time.
This rotation out of East Road is going to be everything. How is EG going to break? Because look at the position of Red Reserve. Well, 2 kills might help.
God,
they keep spawning, they keep rotating over. This is the opportunity. EG's got to make the play. Silly trying to get the cutoff. Trying to get the cutoff. They're only down 10. They're bringing it back right now, and they have cabin. This is a great opportunity. You still have 1 glide bomb available on Red Reserve. You have 1 clear.
I'd use it now.
You have 1 clear.
Here it goes. Rotation. They have to win the rotation. Silly and Apathy have to split apart. There we go. He's going to find one that allows him to get pushed up. You see number 2, that's Rated. He's on the other side of the hill. He's just going to contest. A couple of kills going down in the middle of the map. Zero able to find one. And suddenly, here comes the pressure.
Suddenly, the play clock out of nowhere might be a factor, depending on how much this is actually contested, but it's going to be Red now back out in front. They're holding inside. They've got them spawning out cabin. They've got the crossfire there. Red might be able to close it out, but Silly able to get in the hard point for just a moment and contest. It's not over yet. The play clock, though, still dwindling. They're just locked here in either side of the hard point, Joe.
F-Zero did win 1 on Apathy. Finally, that duel goes his way. He's controlling middle of the map. The rest of the players, though, on EG are all in cabin. They find some kills. They can still win here. They can still win on this hill. Red Reserve have to contest.
They just took the lead. Red have to get in. Apathy's at the cross. Apathy's got the kills. That's going to be game EG in the final moments. Go big at Cave, and we're going to a game 5. Ah, Red Reserve, man. They like to have some close Ardent Forest hard points these past couple of weeks. Holy hell. And look at Rated.
Yeah.
Like, come on, mates.
Oh, yeah. I mean, there was 2 pivotal moments for me, and they both dealt with the East Road rotation. I mean, obviously the first time, or it was the second time around, but at that cave, that's when Red got that full 60. They're able to get some more glide bombs on their side, and then the second time where EG, it looked like they weren't going to be able to lock it down. Red Reserve got out of that spawn trap. even the glide bomb that Red Reserve had, it was helping them out, but they fight through it. They just kept contesting on both sides.
Red Reserve reverse swept yesterday by Echo Fox.
Oh boy.
Red Reserve at risk of getting reverse swept today by EG.
The good thing is, though, we're going to S&D, and
EG has not been good at search.
They haven't won in a long time.
They do it here. Can their first win be over the #1 team in the division, arguably the #1 team in the world? Can they get it done here in a Game 5? Tweet the stream. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Here we go, baby. Game 5, Red Reserve, Evil Geniuses. Red avoiding a horrible start to these 2 weeks if they would drop in this fashion in back-to-back matches. EG, can you win a search? Can you do it?
Yeah, they've lost 11 in a row. They were 0-8, I believe, at Anaheim, and since then in the league as well. They lost to Epsilon yesterday. They lost to Red here today. They lost one to Echo Fox as well. So, yep, 11 in a row.
It's getting to a point you got to think about, like, sacrificing something to the COD gods. I don't know.
Maybe it's Bevels. Maybe that's to sacrifice Bevels.
Yeah, I was thinking about, like, a scuffed controller. You went with a human being. That's why I love you, Joe.
Yeah.
Oh, fantastic. But St. Marie, this map specifically, both teams have been solid. I think when I talked to Red,
yeah, they were talking about like grand finals.
Yes, we were talking about the second best of 5. They were like, if we won that JV Hardpoint and win to a St. Marie, they felt very good about their chances. So we were going to win that if they got to it. And then for EG, again, it's been just. They used to be very good at it. They haven't been very good at it lately. So I don't know. I mean, I sometimes like to throw stats sort of out the window when it goes to a game 5. But it's a little bit different when you're in an environment like this versus maybe a main stage on a championship Sunday. Certainly the nerves maybe not as big of a deal, but they're still there. They're still there. And I feel like you can't avoid stats just recently because of how absurd they are for EG when it comes to search, though.
Yeah, but I think this is so important for both teams. Obviously, you lose 2 matches in a row if you're Red Reserve in this fashion where you get reverse swept, then just those frustrations come back, right? Just sort of, all right, we have to go back to the drawing board. Something is wrong here. For EG, it's if we lose another search and destroy, what do we have to do? Like, what is going on? What is wrong?
Look how close it really looks from the scoreline now, especially after that game 4.
Well, it's the top 2 teams.
Yeah, it certainly is. And, yeah, I mean, I talked again on Hot Mic. I had the full Red Reserve squad on, and they talked about how great the relationships are with this squad right now. They stayed a week in Beverly Hills, had a lot of fun, and I just heard like how great everything is. But if there's one way to maybe disrupt happy good times, that is through getting reverse swept. Yeah, really just through losing. Like, losing is the way to maybe dig at the heart of just about any squad. Now, don't get me wrong. I think this team is good enough that they're going to deal with whatever losses come their way, but it just doesn't help.
No. And I think you just have to probably look at like their CTF, because this would be 2 CTFs in a row they've dropped where that has led to the reverse sweeps. I mean, obviously there's mistakes in the hardpoint they can go back and look at, but they have to close out those Series 3-0s. I think that would just help them tremendously.
Yeah.
Game 5, see EG, they take that B site, they use those smokes, they get control, but Red Reserve, they're pretty spread out. They're trying to get towards that A site.
Story of game 2 absolutely was Red Reserve dominating in the first bloods. Completely controlled that.
Hello.
Okay, well, he waltzed right into the pre-fire, and Aches was able to get the kill. Scraps got across, but not going to matter. There's 2 players here ready and waiting in Assault and Apathy, so they deal with the pressure very, very well from Red. Now Zero and Joe going to have to do something spectacular here to try and even the odds.
Yeah, it's on Joe. He wins this gunfight. Maybe he opens something up. Nice nade to back down Ace. Now a 2 versus 3. There is still 1 player at the B site. Maybe that'll cause a rotation. You can see Apathy starting to move up a little bit. They don't know Zero's here. So that player, that was silly, back down. Well, Zero's starting to plant, but Apathy stayed patient like that. Now on 1 versus 3 with 20 seconds left. He doesn't have bomb.
Yeah, and they know Joe's just somewhere around mid-map patrolling. They're just going to hold every angle here at Red. Assault's got him tagged up. 15 seconds remaining, and this is a nice round for EG to start. You get a first blood, you close out the man advantage. Something they've rarely got an opportunity to do in game 2.
Yep, Joe just going to stay alive, try not to give any points to anybody. But as you said, Scraps did get pushed up, but it was a good job by, I believe it was Assault and Apathy.
Yeah, and that, what was interesting there too is...
Apathy, yeah.
No, it was Assault and Apathy in the back. It was Ace that was top red. And like, I understand, like, he's shooting there. You think if you're rated, you can peek and take him out, but like, you can't peek right into the pre. It's not really a pre-fire, but he was pre-firing the smoke, not rated. But he just waltzed right into the bullets. It was like, oh, I will take those.
And I don't even know if he has to. Obviously, with Scraps getting pushed up, maybe he's the playmaker, right? Maybe rated only has to go peek up there when they're trying to plant the bomb. Instead, now EG, they take that B bomb control. Red Reserve, they're going to go for that retake. They send 2 on the flank. That's Joe and Scraps. They have a lot of work to do. You already have Aches turned around.
They have a lot of nades, though.
Yep.
I don't think they invested really anything towards the site. So The combination of these nades is everything. There they go. The nades are in. Does it connect? There's a kill. So there's the first blood.
There we go.
Able to get the kill before Aches actually picks up one in the front. The third's going to drop, and now it's on Apathy. He is gone. That was textbook stuff. Great collapse from Red.
And this is what we've seen time and time again. Really, Rise Nation and Red Reserve are two teams that just stick out to me that play the retakes, and they play them very well. They are A-OK with allowing those bomb plants to go down.
Well, if the grenade picks up one kill, it's just immediate chaos, right? Like the comms for EG suddenly have to pick up who dropped, whose angle needs to get picked up. You see things fall apart. Aches, instead of having to worry about the deep flank, maybe has to start worrying now about the front. He gets caught. Things just fall apart. It's like dominoes, man. Once that first kill comes in, you just see him go down one by one.
Saw there, EG really Aches very, I mean, just trying to stick it to these guys. I don't know what's going wrong. They're trying to fix their mistakes. Another first blood for EG.
Ooh, almost a second.
Yeah, Raided's going to have to back on down. Joe tried playing a little bit sneaky towards that A site. He wraps back, but this is always a difficult situation now with a 3v4.
Yeah, it seems like Red's just got to figure out something.
Looks like he's going to be on Joe again.
Some of these early offenses, they're having trouble really getting anything going.
Joe tried to find an opening top Red, not able to do it. You do have Raided here. He's going to go for the gunfight. They both, well, I thought Ace was going to back down, but he actually takes that, but Raided's going to back down.
Assault weakened as well. They're starting to push him. He's by himself. You have two players here mid-map that are trying to just push out one of these players, whether you're able to get Apathy here on the steps or deal with Assault at the mid-car, but EG just holding their angles.
Yeah, I like this setup for EG. You have one player watching the mid-box hop up, but you also had Apathy watching down low, but Apathy gets taken down. So now Aches can't watch the cross. So exactly. You saw that. As soon as that player dies, Aches has to back up, allows Raided to get there. Joe goes on the left flank, not able to win that one. On the other side, you had Assault take down Raided. Now it's 0-1 versus 3.
You thought Joe maybe made the play, but now 0, done. EG able to secure the round behind another first blood here on the defensive side. So far, it's been all defensive victories.
You can see Aches there telling Apathy, this is where I want you to sit so that doesn't happen. Like, that round got scary because you took a 1 versus 1 gunfight. And as soon as that happened, Aches had to back up, so the bomb plant goes down.
I thought Red was going to win it after that. But EG able to win the gunfights and ultimately take out everybody. Let's see if EG can maybe get the first offensive round on the board.
Going right back to it. He got the plant down, so they're going to take it once again.
No grenades invested from Red.
The only difference is nobody on the flank here from Red Reserve. It looks like they're going to try and retake it from their side.
So Apathy should.
Now, here's the difference. So look how far back Aches is, and none of those nades hit. So now this is tough. Stun goes out. Those nades did not connect at all, but there is a smoke. Another stun goes in.
So I don't know. Did they all just nade bomb?
I'm not sure.
Didn't connect with anything on the back line.
They all seem short. Is it 2 versus 2? Now 1 versus 2. After he gets shots into scraps and a back down in. The big key was Aches backed up, though. He had all the information on the flank, so they knew all the pressure was coming to the front. But, yeah, the nades didn't connect from Red.
Yeah, I'm not sure where they went because it didn't look like they needed tower, obviously, because Apathy was uncontested.
Had to have been bomb.
Silly was at the back cut. He didn't get hit. Well, maybe he got hit and the nades were off, but, yeah, I think it had him in the bomb. No one's there.
Can EG do it?
Well, and that's the big thing. Like, the retake works great if you are able to connect to the nades, but if you don't, it's just, it becomes almost impossible.
Yeah.
EG up 3-1 now. Can they get the victory? What a big win it would be. What a big search and destroy win it would be. Just maybe start to instill a little bit of confidence back in this EG squad that has to feel gutted with their performances in recent weeks.
Now, Red Reserve back on attack. And this is where the early first bloods for EG have come in. Is on the defensive side. So Red playing very conservative. Apathy already has a lot of map control. They have B-site control. Here's the thing, though. Apathy might get taken down. Peeks the corner. Joe's able to find him. You should see a rotation now. Yeah, look at all those red arrows. They're going to head towards A bomb. They don't want to deal with B. You have the man advantage. We're going to take that bomb to A.
We'll see now if they get a smoke down here on the cross.
They have one. They might not have one.
Doesn't look like it. They just want to back him up with a nade. Enable Zero to get in position, so they're able to do it with a nade. Nice job by Joe, just making sure he hits that and backs up Aches. Raid in a great position to get his first kill of the game. There it is. Now he's on the board. He's somebody that has to perform. Aches, once again, is getting back down. I feel like every time Aches gets to the window, it's just...
Assault does make it a 2 versus 2, and Aches wins that gunfight.
How are these rounds falling apart for Red? Like, it feels so good.
Just 1v1s. They're losing 1v1s around the map.
Now Scraps has got to check it. He's got to take out Aches first. He's going to be on the bomb. He's got to go for it. But Assault pops up. Assault gets off it. I mean, it's great. You got to think Scraps is 1 shot, maybe 2 shot there, and Scraps says, nah, I'm taking this. And wins it behind the barrel. Great stuff.
That's a huge round win.
And he reads it. Like, you know, you think maybe in a panic situation, you got to get towards bomb. You got to make sure he's not close to the defuse, but he holds the cover there. And dude, he had that twice in the game 2 as well.
That's huge. I mean, EG would have been up 4-1, and that was a round that should have been much cleaner for Red Reserve. So once again,
that's his second 1v2.
Scraps bails him out.
He's got 2 1v2s and a 1v1.
All right, but look at this, though. Here's the difference. Red, they try to make adjustments towards this B site, but look at all those blue arrows. So they know, though, the nades didn't go off. The nades didn't go off from EG.
They held it.
There's the smoke that goes down mid-cut. But they're going to nade this bomb site.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
But Silly backs away.
They come in. I don't think anything connected. 2 nades have gone off. Apathy, yep, gets the kill. Rated, though. Can he find an angle on any of these players?
Silly's not giving it to him. I love this play, and Ace finds another one now, 4 versus 2.
And once again, these retake grenades from Red just don't connect.
That timing. Rated's having a very bad game here at 1-6. And if it wasn't for that Scraps 1v2, this would be a 5-1 lead for EG. Instead, it's going to be 4-2. But this is the EG that we've known. Much better.
They're looking
just
good
so
in the
much
surge.
better.
Yeah, I mean, did they get 1 round victory, maybe 2, where it felt like Red maybe... They're having a couple rounds that felt like Red maybe threw away a little bit. I know that EG's won the gunfights, so Red's in a good position to win, and EG sort of comes up with some great plays. But this has been a much different tale than game 2. That's
you can see the mind games on both sides. You'd see how they're both adjusting, trying to blind counter one another. And Red Reserve almost had the read. They saw no nades go off. I would probably say if you're EG, maybe send someone to B each round just to throw a smoke or a nade, just to put some presence on that site. Scrapso pulls out the sniper in a time of desperation, able to find that first blood. They needed that.
Yeah. Well, really, Scraps just needs someone else to make a play. I know Joe's had a couple of great kills, but they haven't led to round victories. Both the times he came up with those clutch one-on-ones, they end up losing it. It's really been Scraps. I mean,
well, who was it on London Docks? It was Zero and Rated, winning those first blood gunfights with the STG. Yeah, right now they are 3-11 between the two. Joe gets across. Gonna try and get this bomb down.
And it was Aches.
Zero, that's a bad smoke. That's a very bad smoke. But Zero does get through, and Rated finds a kill.
And then the other part of that, it was Aches and Assault that took a little bit of pressure from that game too, and you didn't perform how they should. They're 6-4 in this one, so they've certainly stepped it up. But now 2v3. Silly and Apathy got to make the play. 35 seconds to work with. Zero got some information at mid-map. Just can't drop here. Just tease them a little bit. Oh no. Oh no. There's still a lot of time. There's still a lot of time, and they know where Zero is. Zero, though, able to take the gunfight. Just stay up. Don't challenge a second. Stay up. Nice grenade comes in to help out. He's just holding it, waiting for the Zero peak. This time he's weak, though. Silly should be dead to rights here in a moment.
Great play by Zero.
I thought a couple times, I swear, I thought he over-peaked like twice and was going to get caught, but he stayed alive. He stayed up. It was so scary, though, man. He was so weak so many times.
Gotten patient when he didn't need to. It was Scraps. I mean, Scraps doesn't have to move there. He's watching the flank, but he thinks 2 players are shooting. They both were, but that player started to hit the flank, catches Scraps. That could have got scary.
He's thinking I can peek through Archer with the snipe and get a pick, right? Unfortunately, that rotation came in at the same exact time on the other end.
4-3 now, but here's the big thing. What will Red Reserve do now on defense?
I want a round 11 so bad. EG looking for the first search win. Red trying to avoid back-to-back reverse sweeps.
They won that first defense, but since then, it's been all EG on attack. No nades go off. So Red know it's a potential A hit. You have Silly, Ace, and Apathy. You have Assault watching the flank. There we go. Smokes go in. Thank you, Paradox. You are awesome. A lot of smokes down on both sides. Remember, it was the first blood that EG had allowed them to find that opening. There we go. There's the nade.
This time they connect. In the round that they were able to do this, on the other side, they were able to get the victory. And it seems like that's been everything. It's like Red, if they're going to retake the head, they got to get the pick with the grenade.
I don't think Apathy has to peek that right there. Like, you know there's a lot of players pushed up on Red Reserve. The nades are gone.
Done yet. Because you've got a plant, and you've got Assault and Ace, who have been great in this map.
Yeah, and look at the position.
They're going to have to win one-on-one fights, though.
Very good position. But Red Reserve might just be a little bit more patient and catch him. Yep, they do. Good patience out of Red Reserve.
All going to be on Ace now. I think Zero just spotted him on the cross. He should be like, Scraps, he's coming to you. Yep. And there's the kill. 4-4. Back in the fourth we go. Such a tight game 5 here to kick off the day. We got 5 matches today. I feel like we've been in our first one for 2 hours.
We cast 3 of them.
What time is it? We're already 90 minutes into the day. God damn.
Well, that's what we scheduled them for, 90 minutes.
I know. It's just, we're not even done yet.
Okay.
Well, it's been, think about the hardpoints. The hardpoints are both really long, like 250, 242, 250, 210, 6-4.
But I think in that round, yes, you get first blooded, but Apathy, I think he over-challenges a little bit, right? If you have the bomb down at 3 versus 4, maybe Apathy finds a kill. Could be a little different. Red Reserve back on attack, and it looks like they potentially might hit this B site. We haven't seen it yet. But once again, EG, Silly, and Assault, they get in. They use that smoke every single time to take off that line of sight of Red.
You've got 1 nade on Joe. I think pretty much all the other lethals got expended for Red.
Yeah, you saw 2 of them go through. Yeah, it was 3.
Yeah, so everything got expended. It's just Joe with 1.
I
don't think I saw smoke either, so no smoke. So last time it was Joe. Remember, Joe, well, there's your only lethal. So Joe had to throw the nade in the top window to back up Aches to get through. Now you've got nothing. How the hell are you going to cross here? Because you've got Aches deep. You've got Apathy in the window, so a little bit of a difference in position from EG. You saw them talking it through after the 1 map, but Aches gets ripped in the back. He can't die there. You can't die there. Scraps headshot 0? What in the hell?
Just 25 seconds left as well.
What?
Rated's trying to work a late flank. This round is on him. It's on him right now. Scraps is waiting for Rated. But Rated just might be too late. He's going to be slow. He's going to be loud as well. Here comes the pinch. He can't take it. He knows what time. He's going to find Silly. Now Scraps has to get pushed up, but that player was top red. Oh. If Rated has 5 more seconds.
Rated needs like a 20% speed boost. Maybe he can get there, but EG close it out. They're now 1 round away.
Bevels is just sitting up there like, please close this out, please. Please close this out, please.
Here we go. Round 10, Red.
Back to B.
Trying.
But Red are waiting. They're waiting. So the nades are going to go through. Now watch all the nades from Red. There they go. 4 nades go in. Oh, they find Apathy as well. Good job by Red Reserve. They've been waiting for that. They have been waiting for that for so long.
The rounds, they get the nade kill. They've won them all.
They're still going for the plan.
It's been huge.
Look at Joe and Scraps rotated towards A.
But the bottom, they have a mile to go. They have a mile to go. They have to go so fast.
Joe's going to go all the way around.
Okay.
Time is going to be against them. And they have no nades. They have no nades to work with. You have 1 smoke on the side of 0. Smoke goes in. Scraps and Joe have to go. 20 seconds now.
First kill, big gunfight win. Big gunfight win from Rated. The flank is now here. Everybody's dropping. 1 more player up. Silly's in the smoke. Woo! And we're going to round 11. Another stellar retake there from Red Reserve. It gets close on the play clock, but they're able to get there in time. And this is what a big round here to kick off our first match. Love it, Joe. Love it.
I love it too.
What is going through the minds of either of these teams?
All right, Red back on D. I would do the same thing. Wait for the nades from EG. But it looks like they're going to switch it up. And look at this. 3 are going on the flank potentially. They're going to play so aggressive in middle. Nades go in. Oh, rated.
He might get him. He might get him. Ace runs.
Ace gets away. He gets
wow.
away. Bombs being planted, though. That's one nade. One nade goes in. That's two. Silly dodges them. Silly dodges the nades. This is what EG want.
In these rounds where Red hasn't got that pick, it's where they fell apart. Now they have to do it on gunfights. The smoke is in. Apathy already gets some shots in. There's Assault with the first blood. EG has the man advantage. EG can do it. Joe, though, takes Silly out of the round. Oh my God, Zero lights up too. Zero gets it. Oh my God, Red with the retake. And the nightmare for EG continues.
What the heck just happened?
Look at Zero smiling. What
How did he get two?
That reminds me of, remember the A site in game 2 where he gets 2 kills out of nowhere and wins the round?
What the
How does that happen?
How did he get 2? It was a 4v3. The only nade they had was a smoke.
There are two plays from Zero that I want to see from his POV so badly.
12 in a row.
The one on London Docks where he got the 2 kills today, where he lined them up through the window, I think, and then the 2 kills here. Wow.
He must. It was on the bomb.
Well, I think the same conversation's going down with EG right now, and just the difference in emotion right now.
Plus the 1v out of scraps. There was a couple of rounds where.
Wow.
That's just a completely different story. But EG, 12 search and destroys in a row. They were up 5-4. Wow. That's tough.
Well, I was going to say if Red lost, go to Rated's Twitter to see some rage. Now you can go to Axe's Twitter.
I'm going to just walk. Let's just throw the commercial. I want to walk back there and just listen.
That's a good point. Wow. I mean, it was a gutsy performance from EG to get it to that point, to get to the game 5, to push it to around 11, you know, in the fashion since you were down too early. But Red, there's a reason they are a championship contention team right now. They get it done in the clutch in a position that, honestly, they had no right winning. No nades outside of the smoke, down 3-4 man count, and Zero beast them.
Yeah, but there was another round in that game number 5. It's going to be our Scuff Gaming plate of the game. None other than Scraps in that 1 versus 2 in such a tough spot. Obviously, you have Evil Geniuses going on the retake, and Scraps, he doesn't even have an angle on the bomb here. Well, he goes through the middle. Assault starts this defuse, wins this first gunfight on Ace, and now it's a 1v1. He's so weak, though. He gets behind the barrel, pulls out the PPSH, predicts Assault so perfectly. And that 1 versus 2, that was the difference between EG being up 4-1 than a 3-2 game. Like, that's probably the game right there.
There were a lot of moments, but yeah, you can look at that, and then even back to the game 2. I know Red controlled most of it. They only won at 6-4, and you had to have a 1v1 from Scraps, a 1v2 from Scraps in that game as well. Zero then also, I mean, he had what, the 14-4 game in the game 2, and then the clutch moment in the round 11. Yikes.
Yeah, but it was a great match, but I believe we have Jess down with Rated with our PlayStation 4 instant reaction.
Thanks, Joe. That's right. We do, in fact, have Rated here. So you started off so strong, and then what went wrong during the CTF?
That's the first time we played that map as a team since we've been together. We don't scrim CTF, but I think we just got really unlucky. Every time we get bunker control on the good side, the last guy would always get a 2-piece. So I think we just got really unlucky on the good side, and then it's hard to come back from 2-0 down on the good side.
And on that second S&D, it was very, very close. So how did you bring that around and make sure you guys won it?
I don't really know. Everything was going wrong for me, but just keep making the calls for them to keep getting the kills. But we just keep making stuff hard for ourselves. If we want to be the best team in the game, which we want to do, we need to stop making stuff hard for ourselves and close that series.
And finally, before that matchup, you said, I think your exact words were, this is the only series that we really want to win. So how do you feel getting your retribution on EG?
Yeah, it was good because X got really gassed by winning a league game and then placed top 16. So this was the only game we really wanted to win, and we did. So I'm happy with that.
That's awesome. Well, congratulations. This has been your PlayStation Instant Reaction. We're going to go to a quick break, but don't go anywhere. We will be right back.
Do you have a TCL 4K TV? If you do, you just watched EG get absolutely smoked in S&D again, and you watched Red Reserve get their vengeance. 3-2, going to be the count for the series. And I got two people that want to talk about what happened in that S&D. And Chance, we're going to start things off with you. In the green room, you walked right up to me and you said, yo, can I roast their comms real quick when we get on the desk? Go ahead.
Dude, there's so many rounds to break down, so we can try to be fast. If you want to start with the comms, there was a round on St. Marie. All 4 players alive for EG. They get the bomb down. Silly is asked, where do I need to go? What do you want me to watch? The first call out that gets made is don't stay on bomb. You're going to get naded off. Someone pipes up in the background. No, stay on bomb. You'll be fine. They ended up losing that round. The first thing that happens, Silly gets naded off bomb. The comms are just awful from them. Well, maybe not awful, but they're definitely not great. The play calling is not great. The in-round individual decision-making is also terrible. On like 3 different fronts, their S&D is just abysmal.
All right, so one thing that I do want to do right now, Nameless, is for anyone who doesn't understand just how important it is to really talk about EG's S&D, big picture, what has been going on with them in this game mode?
I mean, they're just failing to execute any of their strats properly. I mean, you're watching them play. They get that bomb down in that round 11. This is just one of the prime examples. They get first blood, and then the other team just pummels straight through on their side of the map through a single lane and Zero gets a 3-piece. I think he gets 3 kills. That is simply unacceptable on the side of EG. They used all their nades early in the round, Red Reserve, so they had no techs to use other than a smoke grenade. They get in there, they get all the kills, and they somehow win that round. Like, you got to be able to close those out, especially if you want to win a championship. This is a team that's been performing good for the last few months, and now they dropped the ball in search and destroy. They're not closing out these rounds, and they can't win series. So I don't know how they're going to fix it, because it's just these obvious mistakes that they can't seem to fix.
And I mean, like, at the very least, this round is like chaotic, right? Like, there's the smoke, so like you don't know what's coming up.
Look where their players on Red Reserve are. All right, so Joe gets a pick from that single lane doorway, and then one player's just sitting up top red. Zero follows Joe up, gets a 2-piece because they're frantically calling out, don't know where to look. It's just it's all around team failure. The communication is not on point, and people are just standing in the open rather than focusing on what they should.
And so, like, that's one player that just went to watch up top when it was covered, and like one player making a mistake, but at least that round is chaotic. They had plays on London Docks where they're trying to get the bomb down in B, and just no one's watching mid-cut, and someone just jumps up on the box and picks up like a free kill, and then the round's kind of like open. They had Silly, who started the London Docks S&D 4-0, and then when he's getting close to streaks 150 off, they just don't give him the bomb, and then they get picked off 1 by 1, and then Red Reserve does the smart thing, swarms in on them and kills them. But like, you're just doing basically wrong things. Like, if you get streaks, just get the bomb, plant it, and then you're going to be good to go. Just everything they could do wrong, they did do wrong.
The 4 rounds that they won in that London Docks search and destroy was because Silly was playing phenomenal. If he didn't have a game like that, they would have gotten blown out. The rest of the players on EG pretty much dropped the ball there, and I've seen them die at that yellow barrel twice, challenging a guy top statue has better positioning. It's just the communication, the strategy, and the plays are just not on point right now. They need to restart from scratch to fix their search and destroy.
Yeah, as much as at points you could say, you go as far as to say they kind of did look like headless chickens. They don't know where they need to be on the map. They don't look like they have strategies, and it almost looks like you almost studied for the test, and then mid-practice, you're like questioning yourself, trying to go back through your notes, and it's just not fluid. The strats aren't fluid, but Silly, I will say, has stepped it up for me so many times.
No, we can roast Silly too, because it's not like it was perfect play for him the entire time. Like the final round that happened on the London docks, they end up with a 2v1 with like 18 seconds left. They got to defuse, and the guy's in tin. They know he's in tin and he's trapped, and Silly just runs away and gives it up and like runs all the way to B-Dom, and he's like, oh, maybe I should just run back and actually cover this, loses the gunfight, and you lose the round. Like, why do you give that up in the first place? But again, it's not all Silly. That's like the one bad thing he did, so it's everyone. But there are literally like 6 or 7 examples of rounds where EG threw it away. Like,
their
made
initial
effort.
plays aren't as bad. It's sort of towards the middle and end of the round where they just completely drop the ball. I don't know what happens. I think it's sort of that second guessing yourself. Like that, I've been on teams where that has happened before, and middle of the round, you don't want to make a play call because maybe you've done it before and it doesn't work out. Somebody else steps up with not as much information that you have, and then it just doesn't work out. So yeah, it's sort of like a momentum thing now. They've lost 12 in a row, and now it's like, are we going to lose 13? And it keeps going.
I want to bring up a weird thing. I think we've seen something like this where the beginning looks all right and the middle and the end doesn't look as good for a few other teams too. And I feel like an interesting thing is a lot of the teams that we have with coaches right now seem to be having that problem in SND. Do you think, Nameless, as someone who has competed at the highest level, we obviously have a bunch of coaches kind of entering the scene. They're going to be creating these strats for S&D. Do you think that the squads are basically going in right now, they're trying to enact those strategies, and then they're second-guessing them not being fluid?
I think it's more so they may be overthinking it. S&D in this game is extremely simple. It's probably the most straightforward search and destroy game we've had in a very long time. And I think that maybe they're overthinking it a little bit too much, trying to put too much thought into their strategies, and rather than just, you know, refining those early strategies that you had early on. And I think that's probably one of the issues. And if you have a coach, how are you losing rounds with numbers?
That's why I can't blame the coaches, though, because like you talk about Silly gives up the site. You have the assault where they had the 2v1. Eggs gets some one shot. Scraps is on like the tin barrel or the barrel thing, like gun on B cut on St. Marie, and assault wide peaks. Like you have a one shot person instead of staying on the head glitch where Scraps has to push you. He just wide peaks, and granted Scraps like annihilates him, but a coach can't fix that. A coach can't be there like in comm saying, hey, don't do this only thing to screw up the round possible and like stay on a head glitch. Like it's the individual players. Like again, Nameless even said it. A lot of the opening strats are fine. It's the execution after that where they just crumble.
All right, maybe EG needs 3 coaches, but we're going to look ahead to the rest of the day and see what is coming up next. We got plenty more Call of Duty action. Team